introduce it normally.
Hi, I'm Winters.
Hi, and I'm Warsmith Chris.
And welcome. We can edit that. It's fine.
Right,
We'll start again. Okay,
yeah, start again. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Winters.
And I'm Warsmith Chris. Oh,
No, we could do... Okay, we edit that out. Okay, right,
one more time.
start. Okay, one more time. Third time's the charm.
Okay, I'll do the... okay.
What? Who's doing the what?
I'll do the STC.
You do the STC.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Right.
Hi, I'm Winters.
And
this is Warsmith. You said you're doing the STC, so I was going to do the...
Okay, right.
Even when we try and be professional...
It's just not happening, is it?
It's not. No, do the thing. Just do something.
Yeah,
do something.
Welcome to the podcast. This is the STC, the standard tropical
Marshmallow.
Yeah, this is a podcast where we talk about stuff. It's law. Sometimes it's law.
Yeah.
It's meant to be law.
Thanks for dropping by.
Yeah, cheers.
It's good to see you all here in the chat and things. And if you want to get your questions answered on the SDC, good luck with that. But the best way to try and get your questions answered is become a Winters SEO channel member, at least tier 2. That gives you access to the Discord. And every time that Chris is about to do an SEC, he sticks the stick into the beehive, and all the bees go and write all the questions. And sometimes he picks them out. Sometimes. Yeah.
Sometimes, and then sometimes we answer them. Sometimes we just don't answer them, and we say the question, and we're like, I don't want to answer that.
No,
it's ridiculous.
Most of them are ridiculous, but you too can take part in this ridiculous thing, maybe by becoming a channel member. Thanks to everyone who is channel members. I appreciate you.
Thank you. And I'm Warsmith Chris,
and I'm Winters SEO,
and this is the STC podcast. Thank you.
Boom! Intro. Ship it. Cut.
Done.
Ship done. Yeah, I didn't like it.
Did
though. I think what?
Is that it? Are we done or?
I think that.
Silly me! I forgot to do the other bits.
Yeah, that's just Act 1.
Yeah.
Follow the script.
Okay, listen. Cut through all this nonsense, right? I've been having thinkings. I've been doing thoughts. I've been having a think, right? So, if you cast your mind back to the last episode, I said that I was listening to the Khan Eater of Worlds audiobook.
Yeah, how's that going?
It's great. I'm loving it. It's really weird because it's before they all get real butcher's nailsy. So they're still talking to each other. They're a bit messed up, but they're all like, "Oh, let's do something good, shall we? Let's do a good thing. Should we have some tea?" And they're like, "Yeah, let's have some tea. Should we be nice to someone? Yeah, let's be nice to someone." And then like you can see it's the brain goo is getting a bit, the brain spikes are starting to ruin things a little bit, and it goes downhill. We all know the story. I mean, yeah. Anyway, there's a scene in this. This isn't a spoiler. There's a scene where it's just after Terror. It's not. I mean, they've been to Terror. They've done some silly things. They lost. That's not a spoiler. Everyone knows that. They're flying around in space, and they've got an Emperor's child on board with them that they rescued from Terror in their retreat.
A child of the Emperor?
Just one Emperor's
like a
child.
Primarch?
No, just a regular Emperor's child.
Oh, the children.
Yeah, one of the children.
Right.
In his purple armor, and he's all messed. They fell way before. They're already messed up looking. He's all covered in scars and stuff. It's not Lucius, but he's all covered in scars, and he's done terrible things. He's all carved up and stuff. But he's an expert bladesman, right?
Right.
That's kind of their thing, isn't it?
It is.
They are flying off, and they're like, "We got to gather the Legion together. We're all broken up into war bands. Khan is out. Basically, he's dead. They think he's dead. He's not. He's in on a stasis throne. He's a bit like the Emperor actually, because he falls on Terror. But they've got him in there. They've got this Emperor's child. They go into space, and they get this. They find out that there's a big Emperor's Children force that's also escaped, and their vectors are kind of clashing, and they found this planet in the middle of the warp somewhere that is a good place. They've got a load of resources to start rebuilding, right, and to get themselves to do some stuff. But the Emperor's Children are there first, right?
Right. Skip to the end.
So we skip to the end. they land on the planet. The Emperor's children come down, and there is a fantastic scene that describes the Emperor's children in the 41st millennium, post-heresy. Emperor's children come out, and they stand in this big parade thing. They've got all these mortal weirdos who have got all their faces pinned back, and they look like the Hellraiser dudes. Spikes coming out of them, and some of them have got big smiles and all this kind of stuff.
Okay.
They're all dancing around.
Yes.
Then the Emperor's children themselves, despite being horrendously mutated... Where's it going?
Yes.
Yeah. Despite being horrendously mutated, are out there, and they still do all the pomp and ceremony. And they're all standing out there, and there's these horrible mutated chaos cherubs with big tapestries of all their deeds, and they're all standing there, and they've got all these attendants, and there's pink musk pouring out from these, there's a demon there that's spraying pink musk out, and the description of it was fantastic. And they're standing there, and they're all very arseholey, basically, right?
Okay.
And it got me thinking, because I am personally quite sad about the recent release of Fulgrim. The new Fulgrim model, apart from the fact that you can't even actually put it anywhere.
And you need a mortgage to buy him.
You need a mortgage to buy him. If you touch him, he explodes.
Yes, I've heard that.
If you can even build him in the first place.
I've heard that 3 Fulgrims have exploded. Well, many Fulgrims have exploded, but there's been at least 3 deaths from exploding Fulgrims, killing people. Like a bit of the wing in the eyeball, dead.
Yeah.
The BBC aren't covering it. They're hushing it up, I'm telling you.
Yeah, but we all know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a death knell for Emperor's Children coming anytime soon, in my opinion. Right, so I decided, I'm going to design this for Games Workshop, give them a kick up the arse, right? I'm going to lay out some Emperor's Children 41st Millennium Emperor's Children units. It's all they need to do. They can make a fantastic army.
Is this Warsmith Chris designs the codex?
I'm not going to come up with rules. I'm just going to come up with the units, because they've had a bit of problem getting some units out. World Eater's very limited.
Yes.
Death Guard, great job.
Yes.
Thousand Suns, very limited.
Yes.
Emperor's Children, let's have a great job.
We're giving away ideas on this show. Every show, we're basically printing money for Games Workshop. They should hire us as consultants, I tell you. We could make them billions. Billions.
Straight away. So what do you think of this then? So
hit me.
Your HQ units are all going to be fancy boys. We already know there's fancy Space Marines with the hair and everything. You've got AOS to look at that. We know what they're going to look like. They'll have swords, whatever.
Swords, great.
You don't have to worry about that.
No, great skincare routine, all that stuff. Yeah.
There's going to be a Lucius. Will be the epic hero
with the bad skincare routine.
Bad skincare.
Yeah.
Right. So elite units.
Yes.
First of all, I think we can still use the Palatine blades. Right.
Ooh.
I think that's still a big thing for them. Being expert bladesmen, I think the Palatine blade unit from Horus Heresy will just be their elite melee unit.
Right.
In this, they'll have all their swords. They'll obviously look a little bit more horrendous. Not that they weren't, because they were already going way down that path, way before everyone else, right? Palatine blades, that's your dudes. And then in that box, you know how the Crusader box comes with full-size Space Marines and then scouts?
Yes.
I think your Palatine blade units have got these human attendants that are polishing their armor and stuff, and constantly all over them and leaning on them and stuff.
And they have to be expert bladesmen as well in order to be the thing. Otherwise, they look. So you have and they'll have a weapon skill of 3, and then a weapon skill of 4, and then the thing, and I like it. I was
just thinking they're also ablative wounds for the unit.
Yes, that's mainly what they're there for. They're supposed to be expert swordsmen, but they're still humans and they'll die. Yeah,
I think it'd be a very cool, different kind of Chaos unit that is a mixed unit like that, and we've seen it work with Crusader squads, right? I know Crusader squads are a bit more similar. The scouts and the neophytes and the adepts or whatever they're called.
That sounds cool.
I think that could work for a unit, right?
I think that could work. Yeah.
Then you have to have your noise marines. You have to have your cacophony or whatever you want to call them.
Yes.
That's a staple part of it. So you have your Noise Marines. We know what they look like. We know they can be updated to look really cool. They can have some really fun rules where you have different blasts to do different things. Give them a bit of tactical flexibility, you know? I think that would be lovely. Now, I think Emperor's Children should be the first Chaos Space Marine army to have its own demon unit that's built into it, right? I'm not talking about having demonettes.
But demon princes are in the other ones.
Yeah, I know, but that's for everybody. I'm talking about a unique Slanesh demon unit.
Right.
So there's a thing called Twin Souls in Age of Sigmar where it's like a Slanesh demon and a human soul, and they're like bound together in a body. I sorry about stealing from AOS, but I think it would make some really cool cultist equivalents, because that's what we get. These twin souls that are they're powerful. They're not like your chaff unit. They're a powerful.
They're not a chaff unit, because you've got like Zangors for Thousand Suns, which aren't demons, and people went nuts about the Zangors, but they're in the lore and they've been in the lore for a very long time.
Yeah.
So you don't mean cultists, you don't mean Zangors, you don't mean jackals, you mean a stronger units of what size? What are you thinking about? How many in a unit? 10, 20, or 3 or 5?
I'm thinking you either make them big,
yes,
and have 3 or 5, and they're like an elite demon space marine hybrid. I guess it's not that far away from Exalted 8-bound, really, when I think about it.
Okay,
but maybe they'd be in 5s, so they'd
okay.
be less elite than the 3. But yeah, and I think they would have a dual purpose where you can use their demon side, which will be some kind of psychic attack, some kind of ranged psychic attack that does a certain thing.
Yes,
and then you'll have their human or space marine side, whatever they're going to be conjoined with, which will be like your melee kind of thing.
So not units, but unit 6, obviously. Come on, this is a lore
6.
channel. Unit 6,
of course. Okay, 6.
Yeah. And okay, right, and they're like 8-bound, but Slaneshi,
and they have multiple functions, and I think you should really play off the rules of the reason why Slanesh Emperor's Children are going to be weird is because they're going to be a bit of a mix of everything. They're going to have melee of like good fast melee where they fight first or something, but they also need to have an aura. A big thing about the lore of Emperor's Children in 40k is that they're constantly surrounded by these like parties of these like orgies of nutters, and this musk is everywhere, and they always describe demons that are releasing musk, like pink visible musk everywhere. So they're going to have a little bit of an aura thing going on.
It's like walking through Boots on a Saturday afternoon after all the ladies have been there trying out all the perfumes and things.
That's exactly what it's like, actually.
You need a gas mask to get to the other side. Yeah.
But I really think I really like the models to capture this kind of pompous side of them. You know, they should be an elite army. They should be elite. They're not a numerous force. They weren't numerous before, and they're certainly not going to be more numerous now.
Yeah.
Because like the World Eaters, there were actually a lot of them still after Terror. Third Legion, not so much. But I don't know. What do you think of those? Have you got anything that you think you should add to that? Because I don't know about this. I don't know about this Fulgrim release, what it really spells for the Emperor's Children. But I just know I want them.
Well, those units sound fantastic, and they should also do what they didn't do in the World Eaters, which is give them a vehicle, like a massive organ grinder thing. Imagine the kind of sonic weapon tracked, or no, spider-legged, millipede leg with this big sonic cannon on it, a couple of them. They could make it look terribly 40k, terribly cool, and make it pretty devastating, and have 2 types of firing modes on it, like a horde killing blast mode, and then a big Zhudunk mode. And actually what you could do, it could be like, if you do the horde killing mode, if there are any, it could be one of these things, like it could potentially, if you roll a 1 on your unit and it's directly in front, it could kill one of your guys as well. That would be cool, like in an orky kind of way. Every now and then, if you're in the line of fire of it, it's gonna nuke you too. That would be epic.
I think they should go with like a duality theme, right? I think you need to go for this, that you're looking at the Legion that was the poster children. They were allowed to wear the Aquila. They were something super special beforehand, and they are absolutely corrupted in the most gross way, where they still believe themselves to be the best thing ever.
Yes.
You know, I really want to see that duality of ultra snobby space marines and ultra perverted, corrupted horror at the same time.
Do you think they would sell?
I don't know. That's the problem. They probably wouldn't. People are very... I think Games Workshop were... I thought Games Workshop were very worried about Slaanesh.
Yeah.
Until they released the Age of Sigmar range, which had a lot of the classic...
Gross. Absolutely, yeah. Body
they went
horror.
for it.
Yeah, they went for it, yeah.
And, you know, they had, like, the... those beastmen, the slangors with, like... They're like partly wearing like tights and stuff. They really went for it. I'm really glad they did that.
Yeah.
I think they would be, if they just did one good release, right? One good set of models, and then just they didn't have to worry about it anymore after that. They didn't have to keep supporting it, but they made the kits just enough. Like you could vary them just enough to get a good bit of mileage out of them.
Do you think that they need to change their colour scheme?
What from? Yeah, I think
it's vibrant pink.
Yeah.
Now let's say they said that that's a faction of the Emperor's Children.
Yeah.
But then on the new box art, see, because it's got to appeal. It's got to appeal to little Timmy. He walks into the store and he's got to look up. And if he's looking, I mean, loads of people like pink. Real men wear pink. Loads of rugby players. Pink is cool. And I like vibrant 40k as well. I mean, the Necrons got the yellow thing on. The Emperor's Children that got for Horus Heresy with the. I love the vibrant colours. It shouts. And actually seeing quite a few pink armies on the tabletop is brilliant. I like it. But
just go back to purple.
Wider field. Yeah,
purple and gold.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be some people in the chat going, no, do not. They have to remain pink. But there's different colours of World Eaters war bands in there that they're stuck in the thing. I mean, that's the thing. Would they sell? If it was a really good range and a really good launch, and maybe they changed the colour, not sure. I think they could smash it out of the park.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think it would be a very unique addition to 40k, which has had a lot of very similar things. Not ragging too much on Leagues of Votan, but as the newest faction, they didn't bring a great deal of new ideas to the table.
They played it safe, didn't they? They played it safe.
Very, very safe. And you know what? I think Slaanesh would be... the way they do it... Sorry, not Slaanesh, Emperor's Children. The way they do it is they commit to it in one big launch, right? A bit like Death Guard. Just put out a couple of Demon Engines, put out 3 units, put out 3 HQs, put out a couple of the small tag-along units, put a pin in it, it's done, right? It's a bit like what they've done with Thousand Suns and Death Guard since, where you kind of get like a new HQ every now and again. You know, we got the Infernal Master and the artillery boy for Death Guard. That's all you need to do to maintain it. And
if there's any faction that would put out, it's Slaanesh, it's Emperor's Children.
I'll drink to that. I'll drink tea to that.
The way they make it successful is they launch it like it was Death Guard, then it was Leviathan, and then the 11th edition, Space Marines versus Emperor's Children.
Yeah.
Then everyone's getting them anyway. All the key things in the thing, and then I think that's what they did with Death Guard, didn't they? In 8th edition, Death Guard was because they had a codex before, but it wasn't much in it, and then they went, no, here we go, boom. And now Death Guard is actually a very popular 40k army, because it turns out that if you put a faction in the launch box, that faction ends up being very popular. Who'd have thought it?
And they really put some effort into it. You know, everyone's got to have their own Terminators, so you'd have Emperor's Children have got no shortage of potential Terminators there, what they could do. So I thought they could bring back Mutilators. I thought
they could bring back Mutilators would be really good. Do you know what would be really good as well? Because it's heresy, because it's a legacy from heresy. Say they had a Forge World, or in that case a Demon Forge, and they churned out like Tartarus type suits, because the Phoenix Terminators in heresy, they're Tartarus.
Yeah.
So their Terminators are not chonky. They're still Terminators, but they're a bit sleeker, and they move 7, say, or even 8. It's Slaanesh.
Yeah.
So you've got Terminators that can move 8, and they've got these spears, and they've got these guns, and da-da-da. And then the Mutilators could be an evolution, new sculpt, just like they did the Obliterators. And the Mutilators could be, this is what happens when they get a little bit of demon in them. So you've got everyone, they've got to have Terminators. Everyone loves Terminators, and then they've got these exalted Terminator and Mutilator, whatever. Yeah, that could work. That could definitely work.
And it's the Tartarus armor, but it's become more flesh than like their flesh is now on the outside of the armor.
They become swole with the spikes and all the stuff and all. Yeah.
Just hideous. And there's one piece of Emperor's Children don't show up in artwork or anything really that much anymore.
Got to be careful.
But that does give them a really good chance to just do a reset on the color scheme and go back to a purple and gold, because they don't have an obvious identity that is new, that's being pushed.
Yeah, and the pink could be a particular. Say that's
one of the warbands.
Yeah, so. Lucius's warband is called the Humble such and such, the Laughing Choir, and they all wear the pink. Yeah. But then there's these other ones, and this is the purple, and then this is a dark purple, and you have 3 main ones in there because God knows they're different detachments. So you've got this detachment, that detachment, from the pink to the purple to the dark purple. Yeah. I think if they went full 40k. And you should never go full 40k. If they went full 40k with the Slaanesh, with the Emperor's Children thing, I think Chaos fans would lap it up. If they stick it in a launch box, people would lap it up. I'm getting moist thinking about it right now.
I'd cry.
Yes.
I'd cry. Emperor's Children have always, ever since I first read the first Horus Heresy book, Emperor's Children have always had something about them that I just love. The fact that they're just proper douchebags. They're like the douchebag Chaos Space Marines. They're not all about kill, maim, burn, which there's a place for that. I like that. But these guys are like, I'm actually far superior to you.
You know what? They're like Joffrey in Game of Thrones. Yes. You need a good bad guy. I haven't got Erebus. Everyone hates Erebus, and that's why he makes such a good bad guy. Yeah. You need a good bad guy. They could be the bad. If you play, I'm down with that.
But here's the question.
Okay.
We've packaged this up. I've written this all down. All the stuff you said, ready to hand over for money for the check to GW.
£1 million minimum.
What do we do with the Fulgrim conundrum? What do we do about that?
What do we do with the Fulgrim conundrum?
Do we just launch it without a Demon Primarch? Or would that break all the rules? Do we need Fulgrim?
Well, here's the thing. There is no Forge World anymore, and there is no Games Workshop anymore. It is Warhammer.com.
Yeah.
And you click on there, and you don't know where Forge World ends or Games Workshop begins. Some of the stuff is resin from Forge World. Some of the stuff is still fine crap from the fine crap era. Some of the stuff is plastic. Most of the stuff is plastic.
Yeah.
The thing about resin sculpts like Fulgrim is every single time someone buys a resin thing, they're all handcrafted. There isn't a machine. Someone's got to go and do that by hand. You don't pour the plastic in one end, press the buttons, and it comes out the other. Now, I know machine molding, plastic injection is a lot more complicated than that, and you've got to have skilled operators and the tooling change and da-da-da. But the idea is that once these machines are set up, you can do a run, and they'll run 10,000, whatever.
Yeah.
Fulgrim in each one, someone's got to pour the thing, do the thing, break the thing, get it out. If the Fulgrim model, they could...
You can't sell that.
You can't sell that at scale.
Sorry,
you can't sell 10,000 of them.
You can't even sell it to... No one. You can't release a box with our new Emperor's Children factor in it and go, oh, by the way, if you want the Primarch, which half of the players are going to want the Primarch straight away.
Of course, yeah.
If you want the Primarch, you got to buy this. And it's like, bruh.
You got to buy this. It's £2,000, and you got to wait 9 years because Timmy's in the shed pouring each one at a time, one at a time, one at a time. Yeah,
and if you breathe near it, you could die.
You could die. So what do they do? Do they actually make another Fulgrim?
That's what I mean. But this Fulgrim, aesthetically, is correct for the 40k Fulgrim, right? He hasn't changed a great deal from that one to this one.
I know.
So what do we do? I don't know what we do, and that's why I'm sad, and that's why I created this faction, because I don't see a future for Emperor's Children right now.
Here's the thing. Some of the resin sculpts were so popular that they went plastic anyway. The reason why we've got different pattern Terminators is because people ended up buying more of the Forge World Terminators than they were buying of the regular Terminators because they were better. And we've got plastic knights now. We've got this, that, and the other. So, yeah. They can turn it into plastic. They can do that. They have the technology.
Yeah. But they're not going to do it anytime soon, are they?
11th edition?
Are they? Are they going to release him and then a year later release him again, almost exactly the same but in plastic?
12th edition?
I don't know. Depends how long it takes us to broker the deal for the rights for the army, you know. We'll see how it goes. But they're going to get the new Palatine kits with the Mortals mixed in with the unit. They're going to get the new Terminators. They're going to get the Exalted Terminators, which are Mutilators reborn. And I think they should have weapons that come out of them. Let's bring back Mutilators. It's fine.
This tells me that the higher-ups at Games Workshop had no faith that an Emperor's Children range in 40k would sell. And I do not believe for a second that they haven't got the creative juices in there, in the studios and the stuff, to come up with genius ideas that would sell. It's just the higher-ups in Games Workshop are, let's face it, wankers.
Yeah. They don't love the world that they look. They're wardens. They're careless wardens of a universe. You know, they don't care about that universe. They just guard it.
Yeah, I mean, the higher-ups, they just play golf, listen to Radio 4, drink martinis, have a second wife somewhere in Japan or something.
Yeah. And
really bad crystal meth habits.
Yeah, terrible crystal. So much.
There's a lot in Nottingham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
it's like Breaking Bad up there.
That's all you really need, funnily enough, to come up with a good Emperor's Children army is a wife in Japan, crystal meth habit, drinking martinis. They don't realise they are already there. They just need to jump the gap.
The most creative an executive at Games Workshop can do is get 4 answers right on the back of the Times crossword on a Sunday. That's about as far as they can go. The thing is, 4. Okay. Well, okay, I'm being a bit generous there.
Yeah.
The small ones, let's say like Cat.
Yeah. Okay.
And they don't. I mean, they hate the creatives, don't they? The creatives made that company. Yeah. The artists, the writers, the sculptors, they made that company, and they are just like other companies. When they get to a certain age and the next lot get in there, these MBA kids come out of Nottingham Trent University with their 2-1 in PPE, and they go, yes, well, Timmy's in there. Yeah, and they do that, and they have no idea.
I've got some great ideas to increase the something portfolio. So it doesn't involve emperors, what are they called? The emperors what's? No, that's not what we're doing that. You know what? I'm depressed. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
So you don't want to instigate some blue skies thinking and take a forward look at the backward compatibility of the Games Workshop flow through launch pipe?
No.
Okay.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the ballpark figure on the Dimitri portfolio. I don't care what the FTSE 900
Who's
doing.
Dimitri?
The Dimitri portfolio, you know, the big money spinner.
Right.
It's got to go in next Wednesday on the big meeting.
Sick of it.
Yeah.
Sick of it. You know what will throw you over the edge?
What?
Answering some questions from the STC thread in the Discord. Let's do this. Let's try and kill off Warsmith Chris right here, right now. Hit me, baby, one more time. Let's go.
Okay, we've got the first question is from Weasel.
Hi, Weasel.
Hi, Weasel. What do you think about the idea that the Emperor could actually heal his body and return, but to defeat Horus, he dipped his soul a bit too far into the warp and got lost or trapped?
I think the Emperor is healing his body every single second of every single day in order to keep the Golden Throne turned on. The Golden Throne is not sustaining the Emperor. The Emperor is sustaining the Golden Throne. Next question.
Okay. It's our regular contributor, Wrath of Constantine. He's always
Hi.
there. What is the reasoning? Okay. I'm really sorry about this, Wrath of Constantine. But I'm going to give you such a sad answer to this. What is the reasoning / meaning, if any, to the main SM chapter colours, i.e. Ultramarines are blue, or is it just random? I'll tell you what my understanding is, and then Winters will probably tell you the truth. But I think it's just the colours what they did when they first were doing Rogue Trader. Is that right?
Yeah, they didn't have a colour scheme. I mean, there was the Crimson Fists on the cover, but they didn't even know they were called Crimson Fists at the time. It was White Dwarf. They said, look, we need to sell lots of this. Let's give it to the painting guys in the painting studios. And the painting guys in the painting studios painted some in different colours at different times. And then the writers like Jervis Johnson and Phil Gelly got a hold of them and said, oh, I'll write some lore for this. And Ultramarines came out. Mentor chapters came out. Howling Griffins came out. There was a bunch of different chapters that came out very quickly within the first year. And they were all White Dwarf releases with some history. But that was back when White Dwarf was awesome. And that's what happened. Yeah. That's what happened there.
Do you want a little factoid?
Okay.
So, you know Louise Sugden, formerly of the official Games Workshop team?
Yes.
Excellent painter.
Rogue Hobbies.
Rogue Hobbies, yeah.
On YouTube, check it out.
On YouTube. She was painting this Space Marine colour scheme over and over again called Rainbow Warriors. I thought she was just being cute, you know, doing a little bit of pride thing as well. And and then she did this lore video and I was like, damn. They were in Rogue Trader, and they're like proper messed up boys as well. They're not,
Space Sharks, Rainbow. They go all the way back there.
Yeah.
Here's a little lore nugget for you as well. The Death Watch have Primaris Marines.
Yeah.
The Death Watch Codex, when it came out in 9th or whenever it was. Anyway, the Death Watch was never supposed to feature any other Primaris in it at all.
Yeah.
And then the painting studio got hold of all the Primaris and were painting them in this colours, painting them in that colours, and someone did them in Blood Angels. You know, that's what the painting studio do.
Yeah, of course. They just do cool stuff.
And then in there they painted up a bunch of them in Deathwatch colours. And the guys who were writing the stuff and told definitely no Primaris in there whatsoever came into the painting studio one day and saw all these Deathwatch on their shelf and went, oh, those are awesome. They look really good. We'll put them in the Codex.
Time to ship some Primaris to the old Deathwatch.
And
lucky boys.
The Deathwatch were going to be Grey Knights. Like Grey Knights don't have any Primaris at the time of filming this.
Yeah.
Deathwatch were going to be like it as well. But the painting studio drove that. So often it's the guys in the studios and what they come up with and what paint they put on the things is why we've got the things that we've got. Yeah.
The Grey Knights do have a suspiciously tall Space Marine.
Do they?
Their mitts. Yeah, he's a certain Castellan. He's tall. Anyway, definitely no Primaris there. Anyway, so just like the fellow who turned up in the Black Templars, it was like, I'm not Primaris. I'm the guy off the front cover of the 3rd edition or 4th edition, whatever.
Yeah, him.
And it's like, mate, you are tall. You're a big lad. Anyway,
the Grey Knights are definitely getting Primarisified. That is definitely coming.
Yeah, it's got to happen, and that will be quite hard to resist because that would be cool.
Well, it's instead of 19 ingredients to make a Space Marine, it's now 22.
Yeah.
They'll get that tech on Titan, and that's what they'll do.
Interesting question from Heretic Hammer here.
Is it though?
So we discussed this on the last episode. We actually had a chat about Necrons. We were talking about how Necrons, where do they sit in the playstyle, and we didn't know.
Is this a follow-up question?
It is. Heretic Hammer says, what would be the best addition to the Necron range with the new Codex? So,
I think go.
Okay, I'll say my smooth brain idea is that they already have everything, a little bit of everything. They already have a melee, they already have a shooting, they already have a big gun, they already have a transport.
Pretty good fleshed out range. It is pretty fleshed out, yeah.
So rather than a new edition, let's have a focus. Let's have a win condition for them. Let's have something that you can. I mean, maybe if you pick one of those, something that will guide that army to victory.
I am happy with no win conditions for the Necrons. I'm happy that they're working on a timescale of millions of years. Okay. So, like I'm happy with them being this force, because they don't want something to happen next month or next year or 100 years. They're looking at the long game. They're looking at. They went to sleep for 60 million years.
Makes the long war look like a pretty short war, right?
It does. Am I right? Or am
I right?
Yeah, I'd like to see Pariahs back, and
I'd like to see Pariahs back.
I would like to see walkers that can actually fight, because the Stalker thing, forget the name, can't fight. And it can't really shoot very much as well. So having a walker, whatever it might look like, you can make a canoptic walker, a canoptic doomstalker, that's what it's called, but without someone riding it, make a canoptic creature that is pretty good, a dreadnought equivalent, that sort of thing. That's what I want to see.
Loads of grabbies.
Loads of grabbies.
Gribbly bits and grabby bits.
I think that would help flesh it out. Because also, Necrons, they're limited when it comes to good melee. So having something that you can put forward other than a Catan that can take it and dish it a bit would be nice. Yeah,
I'd like that, actually, yeah. That would be cool. And you know what? I think you've sold me on they're a lore accurate army then, because they're in no rush to do anything, like you said. So they just turn up, they'll have a scrap, might lose some dudes, they'll come back later.
Our time scale means nothing to them. Yeah, but here's the thing: Necrons aren't fully arisen yet. There's a bunch that are waking up here. There's a bunch that are waking up there. The Silent Kings just turned up, but half of the Tomb Worlds, 75% of the Tomb Worlds aren't. It's fine. The Tomb Worlds. One of the questions I got asked way back was like, how long is it going to take the Necrons to wake up on all the Tomb Worlds and appear? I hope the answer to that question is 1,000,000 years.
Yeah. No, I'm cool. I'm cool with that as well, and that will always be able to feed the Necron range in the lore.
Yeah.
And at any point they can have a bigger wave and make them more of a center focus. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
If you ever wanted to join an elite club of 3 people, like you, me, and Winters, right? I'm currently drinking some Ceylon tea. This is Ceylon tea.
Isn't it pronounced Ceylon tea?
Ceylon tea.
Okay.
This is Ceylon tea. If you've made it to this
Sri Lanka.
if you were watching this bit and you've watched everything up to this point,
right,
just comment that you also enjoy Ceylon tea. And we'll know.
Say they don't like Ceylon tea.
No, don't. No, say you do like it.
Oh.
Or if you don't like it, you can say you don't like it and join his team, the losing team. If you do like it, join my team. If you've never tried it, get yourself some Ceylon tea. It's nice and refreshing.
You got a bit of lemon in that?
No, it's just straight up. I've got a thermos.
Wow.
I thought I'd set myself up properly for this one. So I got a thermos of tea. Just having a little sip in between. Keep the old pipes moist, So try it out.
You know what I liked? The fact that you couldn't help a little twitch, a little smile at the pipes moist comment. The little 4-year-old in you was like,
of course, yeah. Moist. Yeah.
What a great word. Moist.
Moist is a great word.
And then when combined with pipes.
Stop.
Are you right?
Yeah, I've gone too far. Right.
Yeah, but that bit of phlegm, you've cleared out your moist pipes.
Yeah, my pipes.
Well and truly.
They're less sticky. I don't have sticky pipes now. I've just got nice lubed up moist pipes. Yeah.
Lubed up moist pipes. Yeah. Where are you going?
Which is interesting because I didn't plan this, I promise. But Dickie. Dickie asks. It's a riddle from Dickie, and this is no joke. I did not check that this was the next question.
Yeah.
Dickie's riddle is: the more you take from me, the bigger I get. What am I?
Right, let's go to the next one.
Right, the next one is Dragos. Dragos says, what do you think is the most important rules change in 40k history?
The most important rules change in 40k history. The most important one.
I'll give you one that I think could be quite important, and that was when we changed vehicles to having stat lines and wounds and toughness. Yeah,
that was big. Changed
the whole armor section of a game that is about combined arms, is about having armor and infantry.
Well, I mean, important. That's definitely the most significant, I think, because you're probably right. I mean, it's semantics. What does he mean by important? What does he mean by important? That's an important question. What he means by important, but you're definitely circling the bowl there. Changing vehicles from acting like vehicles to acting just like other things, just tougher with more wounds. That's the most significant change.
I'm going to say important would mean impactful.
Oh,
impactful change. What was the most? Because it's got to be that it's got to be fishing for something that changed the game with a rules change, and I think that really did change the game in a lot of ways. For better or for worse, I think vehicles are doing great at the moment, but they haven't been doing great with the old toughness thing for a while.
I think you nailed it there. I think just like if you leapt off the Empire State Building, you made that would be impactful.
It would be.
I think you nailed it. You leapt.
This one has been a source of anxiety for me for a while.
Okay.
So there's been... This person has asked a lot of questions, and every single time they've done it, they've asked a question, I've read their name out wrong. And finally got sick of it, and they were like, by the way, that's not my name.
Well, they should change their name, shouldn't they? I mean, honestly, if your name is unpronounceable, then you should change it. It's not you, it's me.
Well, this is Commander Niam, right? Niamh, Niam.
Are you saying it right?
No, because apparently in Ireland, you just completely just change the language completely. So you can add extra things in there. This is Commander Neve.
What?
Neve.
It's Niam. It's written Niam.
But then you've got things like Siobhan, for example. It's spelt like Siobhan.
No, I've seen Americans spell Siobhan, and it looks like Siobhan.
Oh, okay. What about Ian, spelled Eoin?
Again, Ian.
But they break the rules over there in Ireland. They break the rules. They don't care about our English
fast
nonsense.
and loose.
Yeah. So
they're
I think
wild cards.
I think the pronunciation guide I was given, Commander Neve, was also given in a certain type of Irish accent, maybe. Or maybe I just call it Neve, like Niam, Neve. Anyway, Commander. Hopefully, there'll be less animosity between us after this, because there wasn't at all. But
Neve, change your name to Commander N. It sounds like you sound like a comic badass. Then you sound like Doctor Doom, Commander N. That's what your name needs to be, because then people will be able to talk to you in the street rather than go nyam. See, yeah.
The question was,
right,
is there a side of the Imperium you would like to see more of on the tabletop? For example, things like the Adeptus Ministorum, Abhumans, Arbites, Arbites. I love the idea of having a full freaking police force. I think when I saw, the kill team, the Arbites. What are we going to call them? Arbites? Arbites.
Police A.
Arbites. Adeptus Astartes. Arbites.
They're the Arbites, yeah. Adeptus Arbites.
Okay, the Adeptus Arbites. They're police, right? So
yes, sort of.
They're kind of like
there's
Judge
different
Dreds.
levels of police, but yeah.
They're the pretty armoured Judge Dreddy dudes. when they released the kill team for it, I was like, how easy would it be to release?
They're more like the National Guard police and National Guard rolled into one. That's what they're like.
So like the Gendarme.
Because many worlds, for example, won't do an imperial. Not many, but there's enough worlds that don't do an imperial tithe and raise garrisons for the Imperial Guard. And the furthest you'd be able to get would be to join the Arbites, and they're also expected to be a part of the PDF as well, essentially.
Okay. Now, how about this, right?
Yes.
For an army idea, they either get their own one or you have like a Taurox kind of thing.
Okay.
As like a police riot vehicle kind of thing. Right?
Nice. Yeah.
And you have tons of the Arbites making like a riot line.
Yeah.
And you fight them like in defense of something, or they fight them against anything, and it would work. As a little defense force. But I think that would look such a cool thematic army to have.
Right. Yeah.
And you could paint up some like black ships and stuff that supported them, and have your own little. You with me on that one?
Well, I'm with you, but I think we should put that one on the shelf and walk away. I think it's nearly there. We'll put that one in the oven. We'll let it cook.
No Emperor's Children, is it? It's right.
No, it's an answer to a question though. Let's move on.
Okay. So, but you don't want to see like the Adeptus Ministorum. You don't want to see anyone else.
Let's move on.
All right, fine. Tashkau. We all know Tashkau.
Do we?
Yeah, we know Tashkau. If you had background music in your Bateps, it actually says.
But do we all know him? Yeah, Bateps.
If you had background music in your Batreps Winters and access to any and all movie soundtracks,
yes,
what would you use? Should the 13th go to war with Hans Zimmer? Should the Tyranids be backed up with James Horner's soundtrack to Aliens, etc.?
Okay.
Movie soundtracks.
Well, Zimmer would be good, of course. But my mind immediately went to Two Steps from Hell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For everything.
But they're just so good.
Okay.
That would be cool.
I think World Eaters, 3,000 points. Pure Berserker Rush, Rhino Rush. 10 Berserkers Rhino, 10 Berserkers Rhino, 10 Berserkers Rhino. Other side, real meaty, fighty army ready there. And then you start it off with the music at the start of Fellowship of the Ring when we're in the Shire.
Yep.
That's
good, man. That's good. I appreciate that.
Gandalf,
Chills.
You're late.
Wizards
never late. They arrive exactly when they mean to. Oh, Gandalf. Yeah.
Chills. Do you know what? Listen. The thing is, 40k, right?
Yeah.
If they get something, here's the thing about 40k. What is it? That like they hear some classical music from M2.
Yeah.
Classical music from M2, and there's the tech priest in the forge working away, and this is a classical track. I'll put it on, and it's like One Direction.
Yeah. The Fugees, Ready or Not.
All night to the best song ever, and you got all the servitors doing.
Yeah.
It's classical music. That's what they listened to back in M2.
And they'll be listening to it. They listen to that boy band McFly.
Yeah.
She's been to the year 3000.
That's busted. How dare you? That's busted. That's a classic.
They're all similar. But anyway,
Kylie
and then they'll be like, we know year 3000. No one lived underwater. These guys are stupid. That was 1,000 years.
Yeah.
They were wrong.
Yeah.
But that guy's great-great-great-granddaughter was pretty fine, so there you go. That was busted, was it? I thought it was busted. Okay. Big fan of Busted, are you?
Oh yeah, man! I took a trip to the year 3000. This song had gone multi-platinum. It had outsold Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Everyone bought our 7th album. I'm more of a fan of One Direction though. I do like Perfect. I do like Best Song Ever.
Okay.
I might never be a knight in shining armor.
Keep going.
I'm.
We've got time.
I might never be the one who brings you flowers, but I can be the one tonight. When I first saw you from across the room, I could tell that you were curious. And then you've got to go, oh, yeah.
I don't know the song.
What?
I don't know this song.
Everyone, it's M2 classical stuff. They
M2
love it
classics.
down there in the Hive Cities and stuff. They just uncovered that one, and they're playing it everywhere in the Hive City while the workers are hitting the thing. It's like, oh, this has got a beat to it.
Yeah, people are playing it to their unborn children in the womb to like stimulate their minds, and play them some M2 some classical music from M2 from the great composers of the past, like One Direction.
But if you like causing trouble up in hotel rooms, and if you like having secret little rendezvous, and if you like to go to places in a bit better, baby, I'm perfect.
Baby, you're perfect. I know that one.
That's there.
I like the Justin Bieber song. I can't. It's got a cool little thing. It's cool. There's nothing wrong with a bit of Bieber. I'm a believer. I don't know the name of his songs.
One Direction is Shakespearean compared to Bieber. How dare you?
This is what you've done, Tash Cow. You just got 2 songs, live performances of One Direction songs.
Probably been demonetized now. Move on.
Yeah. Yeah. The YouTube
strike.
algorithm just detects it. Wow, that was a...
Yeah.
He's definitely stolen that clip from...
Yeah.
CJ! CJ! You've done a bad thing. CJ!
Has he answered his own question?
No. CJ has said thoughts on the End and the Death Volume 2. We can't do that.
We're not talking about the End and the Death Volume 2. It's not allowed. This is a spoiler-free zone.
Yeah, that's just way too new, way too spoilery.
In about a month, we'll do an End and the Death Volume 2 spoiler episode. I'd like to do one.
We'll have to do a warning then. We'll just have to put a warning up.
The title will be, This is the End and the Death Part 2 spoiler episode.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that then.
Yeah.
Right. We've got one question left.
Have we?
This is from the baggiest Bilbo 4. Wow. There's a lot of things are like linked tonight, isn't there? There's a lot of coincidences.
It's funny. It's like it's flowing.
About lubed pipes and stuff, and then
Well, someone was talking about lube pipes.
Yeah. Baggiest Bilbo 4 asks, what do you think... Oh, no. Okay. What do you think is the next transfigured Primarch to get rules? And what others do you think will get a new variation?
Fulgrim.
I.e. Emperor's Champ Sigismund. I mean, Sigismund's gone, mate. We can't go back.
Transfigured Primarch.
That's what it says. Transfigured Primarch to get rules. And what others do you think will get a new variation? I.e. Emperor's Champ Sigismund.
Emperor's Champ? What?
So Sigismund was an Imperial Fist.
He was.
Used to hang out a lot with Khan.
He did.
Learned a lot from Khan, actually. Also taught the Black Templars to chain their weapons to their hands.
Nothing to do with transfigured Primarchs whatsoever.
No, but Sigismund was a bro. He was like the first proper hardcore. Let's go. Let's become the Black Templars, and he broke off when the chapters were sundered. He had to go off and make his part, and he's a hero.
I'll tell you how much of a bro Sigismund is.
He's a big bro.
In the Horus Heresy rule set, there is a rule called Eternal Warrior, which means that these characters cannot suffer instant death because there's weaponry that can kill you outright, and the only people in the whole of the Horus Heresy rule set that have the Eternal Warrior rule is Primarchs. They cannot be instant deathed.
Yep.
And one guy, and that guy is Sigismund. That's it. That's how much of a G he is.
He is a mega G. Love him. He needs a new model. He does need a new model. But unfortunately, the sad thing about loyalist champions and loyalist heroes is that they can't make it through to the modern setting.
No.
Because they weren't hanging out in the warp.
They also can't be a transfigured Primarch either. What's he going on about?
Let me read that again.
Do you think... I don't think it's you. I think it's him. I mean, it's never you. You've never screwed up a question before. This will be the first time ever.
Yeah,
I would be shocked if it was you.
It wasn't.
Shocked.
Well, who do you think is the next transfigured Primarch to get rules? No, yes, that's one question. Question 2 is...
Oh, there's 2 questions.
And what others do you think will get a new variation, i.e. Emperor's Champ, Sigismund, etc.? Now, okay, so...
Oh, and what... Also, what models might get variations like the Emperor's Champion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Emperor's Champion Sigismund.
Yeah.
Who was the first Emperor's Champion, right?
Yeah. Well, I think because he asked 2 questions. And I think because
Did I say Emperor's Children as well? I might have said
that. I might have been hearing that. You were reading something that wasn't written and saying something that isn't on the thing. And I'm listening and I'm hearing a third thing altogether. It's Chinese whispers all the way down like you'd learnt in school. But basically... We can blame this all on Bilbo, the baggiest Bilbo, for answering 6 questions and not asking in the right. And for this, I don't think he deserves any kind of answer whatsoever. I think he deserves scolding, and this is scolding. Go away, think of what you've done, and next time when you write a question, clear and concise words. For this, look at him. Look at the state of Warsmith Chris.
Smart people, all right?
And look at him. See? Right. See that? Breathing and talking is a skill that this man has barely grasped.
Yeah.
He needs as much help as possible. Clear, concise questions.
Please.
Okay, please. Going forward. And then you might get an answer.
Yeah. I did like to talk briefly about Sigismund, though. I really like Sigismund. I like Sigismund. Right?
Yes. I'll allow it.
You know what?
What?
You know...
Just say 2 things, a couple of things about Sigismund. You've put it out there now, and now I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
No.
What?
I was just going to say I've reached. I just can't. I don't know what to do anymore. We've got to this point now. I don't know what the questions are saying, and I don't know what the answers are. But all I know is that Sigismund is a bro, and I'm going to hold on to that. That's what I'm holding on to. I'm holding on to
what for the next one.
Well, fine. Yeah, let's talk.
The number of times you say I'm holding on to that for the next one, and we don't actually get back to it.
No. I mean, no. It's not. You know what? I'm done with this. Can we?
Oh, you mean you just hold on to the fact that he's a... Okay, right, yeah.
Can we just say goodbye to everyone? And
we can say goodbye. That was good. I enjoyed that one. That was a good one. I love your Emperor's Children ideas and things.
Yeah.
These are more, again, dropping truth bums, full Games Workshop, hire us as a consultant. They'd make billions. There's
2 factions we've fixed on this.
Which ones?
We fixed World Eaters as well.
Oh, yeah. When did we? Okay, we have.
We gave them the new demon engines, mate. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did.
The money's already rolling in. You know that cash deposit you got? That's the World Eaters.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I wondered where that came from. Honestly, I thought it was the slave trade.
Right, we need to get out of here. We need to get out of here.
No, like the acolytes, they come from different planets, come to Terra. But really I enslave them and send them to the Golden Throne to be burned out to him 1,000 souls a day, every day. The carrion lord at the heart of the Imperium.
1,000 psycho souls, isn't it? Yeah.
It is, yeah. Yeah, and then the dust that collects in the little bubbles at the end when they're done, they put that into bolt gun rounds to make cybolt ammunition because it's like pariah. Yeah, that's where cybolt ammunition comes from.
No.
Yeah.
So you're actually getting shot by the burnt remains of psychers when you get hit by cyborgs? Well, because
then they're absolute null pariah bits, juice left over in the bottom of the thing goes into the bolt gun. So you need those slaves to feed the Emperor, who's keeping the Golden Throne alive, and make cyborg ammunition. It's all very important in the 40k verse. There you go.
Yeah, what a crazy fact just to come out of nowhere right at the end.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Can we say goodbye to the people?
We can say goodbye now. I can tell that you've been trying for a while.
I've been trying for the last 45 minutes, mate.
I nearly screwed it up at the end there, but I thought I caught it. My brain was on the 40k thing, and then I said a really triggering thing, and I thought, oh, that's... Yeah. No, but my brain was on the 40k.
His brain's always on 40k.
It's
right?
always on. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes.
It just comes out wrong.
We should definitely close it there. We could edit that out. That out. Like the bit at the beginning, we're going to edit out. Let's say goodbye. Bye.
Edit all that out. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Cheers.
Please come and watch this again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, please. Terribly sorry. I'm talking about the international thing with the galactic thing.
The galactic thing. Yeah.
Blue. Right. Why is the blue tack?
Look, we need to get out of here quick.
Press
they're coming. Okay,
bye.
All right.
Are they?
Yeah.
Again.
You need to go quick.
I'm going.
All right. See you later. Right. Bye. Thanks.
Bye.